Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing WWE Monday Night Raw. Of course, this was pretty boring, but overall it was better than SmackDown, so I was like, might as well go and do it. So, of course, today I'm going to be talking about the hot topics of Monday Night Raw, doing a full-on review of it, and seeing, what happened, what happened and how it went along in the show. So we kick off with the Usos. They come out and they start eating. But before, everything can happen, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. But of course, the fans still wanted to eat, so they was just eating over them. It was a very, very cool segment. Of course, Logan Paul very quickly, tells them Memphis to shut up, and he also talks about his card, which I think is very funny. They also recapped when the Masked Attacker attacked Austin Theory last week, and of course that was a lot of stuff that did happen last week. And of course, link in the description if you do want to watch that video. Also, link to my Patreon in the description if you just want more and more and more and more. So yeah, that's also something else that I am trying to build up right now is my Patreon. I think I am going to take the prices down, but we are going to get back to this video right here. But LA Knight does interrupt them. The second interruption of the night, LA Knight does interrupt them. And before that, we also do get to see that Bronson Reed is going to be in an Elimination Chamber qualifier the next week. Adam Pearce confirms it. LA Knight, of course, interrupts the Vision, and LA Knight makes a match between LA Knight and the Usos versus the Vision. This is a solid match, if I must say. The Vision does ultimately get the win after Logan Paul goes to the commentary desk and he tries to talk a little bit more smack about the Vision, but we see the Masked Attacker, and he attacks Logan Paul again, hitting him with a stump. After, we go backstage, and we see Adam Pearce standing next to a backstage box that has the date on it of Elimination Chamber, so that's very, 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 very interesting. But we also see Los Americanos backstage, and Adam Pearce grants El Grande Americano a shot to face Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship later tonight against a mystery opponent. And next, we get a hype package for the next match, which is Natty versus Asuka versus Bayley. This was a pretty solid match. Asuka does make Bayley tap out. Asuka gets the win. And also, after we see Oba Femi backstage with a stare down with Rusev. Of course, that's just a little short thing that we're going to talk about. And then we go to a commercial break, which, of course, there's been commercial breaks all throughout this. And the next topic was probably one of the best topics on Raw and one of the best things that did happen on Raw. After there was a backstage interview with Liv Morgan. And, of course, I don't know what happened in this interview, but Stephanie Vicaire does interrupt, Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio, because Dominic Mysterio is back there with it too. So, I don't know what she said. Comment down below if you know what she said in English. I did get something that I'm pretty sure she said that Stephanie has trained and been in the indies and has developed everything, which I ultimately do think is true. And I do think that Stephanie should get the win at WrestleMania because she's really earned it and she deserves a spot on WrestleMania this year. CM Punk comes out, one world champion to another. We got CM Punk coming out talking smack about Finn Balor. This was a pretty solid promo, but Finn Balor does end up coming out. But with Dominic Mysterio and a returning JD McDonough, I overall do think that this is a good thing that's happening with the Judgment Day. I think maybe the Judgment Day are starting to come back, and when they get into the ring, they threaten to attack CM Punk, but they really don't attack him. So CM Punk does get back on the mic, and he says some stuff to Finn Balor, and he's like, "You used to be the leader of this group and everything, but now you're just, JD's better than you, Dom's better than you." That's basically what he's saying, and it's overall really what CM Punk said is true. It's overall a good, maybe even great promo. Rio is backstage saying that they're going to finish the story with Nia Jax and Lash Legend. That's basically all that I got from this. Before the Kabuki Warriors did interrupt them here tonight, and just a lot of stuff really happened with this. The tragedy and everything. So that was pretty cool in its own right. So yeah. Just keep in mind that this is like the fourth interruption. Next, it's a Grande Americano versus a mystery opponent. And just like the interruptions last week, there was a mystery opponent being El Grande, the OG El Grande Americano. Now there's a mystery opponent. And with the original Grande Americano, with the new El Grande Americano, and OG El Grande Americano is probably going to end up getting involved in this match. But the mystery opponent is Penta, basically a returning Penta. Uh, just a lot of stuff coming back in this match. Original El Grande Americano, the OG one, does help out Penta and fights out Los Americanos. After the match, OG El Grande Americano attacks El Grande Americano. Overall, this was a pretty solid match. Of course, Legal Kaiser, the supposed El Grande Americano, and Penta did have solid matches last year, and the rivalry was great. So, of course, they was gonna put on a banger of the match. So overall, this was a pretty solid match in my opinion. Penta does end up getting the win, just like I'm pretty sure their last match, and it's probably gonna end up being Penta versus Dominic at maybe WrestleMania. We could end up seeing that, or before WrestleMania. Don't really know what they're gonna do Dominic after WrestleMania, so I think that is a little bit weird. But getting on to the next topic. And the next topic is pretty big because AJ Lee comes out. Of course, we did see AJ Lee backstage with CM Punk when they was coming out again. And I do think that, this is a pretty solid storyline. Of course, Becky Lynch AJ Lee cuts a pretty decent promo. Funny because the crowd started trying to whoop that chick when Becky decided to come out. And of course, AJ told her to get into the ring, but Becky said, nah, she don't fight in Memphis. So, this is really, really cool to see, them building up this rivalry. And it's not really like a Roman Reigns thing because AJ Lee's actually there. That's the thing that I didn't really like about CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Unless if Roman Reigns does start appearing after the Elimination Chamber. And I think that would gradually probably be the best thing that could happen because, really what could they do right now since they're building up a feud between CM Punk and Finn Balor? But they've already used basically all the lines that they can use. Because that was probably one of Roman's greatest promos. He could have used some of that stuff for the later weeks, and it still could have been a good promo, but it wouldn't have been great. We see the Vision backstage. Austin Theory is mad for what the Masked Man did to Logan Paul, and Bronson Reed, this is yapping, if I'm being completely honest. Bronson Reed I don't really know what they're going to do with him. In NXT, that was one of Triple H's guys. They really haven't done anything with him on the main roster. I think the Vision stable is good for him, but they just need to start using them better. But on to the next match. And the next match is the main event, which they sell a hype package for, which is Dominic Mysterio versus the Ring General Gunther versus Javon Evans. This is definitely the best Elimination Chamber qualifying match. This match was great. All of their styles mixed together like a glove, and it fit together like a glove. Of course, Dragon Lee did end up coming out and hitting Gunther with the ring bell. Dominic hits the 619 on Javon Evans. He also tries to hit him with a frog splash, but Javon Evans moves out of the way and hits an OG cutter on Dom to get the win. Overall, I do think that they need to start pushing people like this. Like, why did they have Oscar win a women's one? I don't know why. But they do need to start pushing younger talents like Javon Evans. And I'm really glad to see that Javon Evans did get the win because we know that Trick should get the win if he's in a qualifier. Of course, SmackDown's probably going to end theirs this week, but I think Trick should get the win if he does end up having a match. And I really do think that it's cool that they're actually kind of starting to push people now, the younger talents, not like the Drew McIntyres, not like the Codys, not like the Romans. And I've talked about this before. They need to start pushing younger talent. But that was it for the Raw review. So let's get into the wrestling news. So today it is a little bit special because I am doing some wrestling news today. Really, I don't have any wrestling news. I just wanted to talk about this maybe for the next upcoming weeks that I am going to start putting wrestling news with these videos so I can drag them out to maybe be longer because I know you guys like to watch longer videos and I'm trying to, you know, trying to post these videos before, dinner time, I guess you would say, from like 5 to 7, because I know most of you really eat, dinner during that time. And I'm trying to make it for all time zones to where you don't have to be just Eastern or Central or Pacific like that or anything. Just, I want to get it out before really the night ends, so no more reviews. That's gonna be the night of. I think that that's very very fitting for it. Just early morning reviews. So that's really my main wrestling topic news today. But really, just let me know what you want me to talk about, and I will talk about it either on this video or on the Patreon. But everything that's not, the reviews with live footage, I will be posting on YouTube just later. Of course, I have already posted a review of a match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, but I don't know what happened to that video. It kind of got like corrupted, I think, in the process of editing it. So, I need to do another reaction on that. I'll probably will do it later. Just comment what matches you want me to review on that Patreon, and I will review it. So, with that being said, peace.